guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at the brand new 2020 Ford Mustang Shelby GT500. Huge shout out and thank you to Sunstoppers. They are providing their new company car for today's video. This is the car that they're going to be showing off all the work that Sunstoppers does. This has full XPEL paint protection film, ceramic coating, and window tint on it. It looks insane. So this is the new Shelby GT500. MSRP is around the $80,000 mark, and they're selling for about 20 grand over sticker. So let's get into it. Underneath the hood, this utilizes a 5.2 liter supercharged 8-cylinder engine that cranks out 760 horsepower at 7,300 RPM and 625 pound-feet of torque at 5,000 RPM. The engine is only paired to the Tremec 7-speed dual-clutch automatic transmission and sends the power to the rear wheels through a 3.73 limited slip differential. And with a curb weight around 4,200 pounds, you can expect 0 to 60 in 3.3 seconds with a top speed at 180 miles an hour and a quarter mile time at 10.6 seconds. The overall length is 190.2 inches with a wheelbase at 107 inches. We get a width at 81.9 inches with the overall height at 54.3. The 2020 Shelby GT500 utilizes two-piece ventilated disc brakes in all four corners, measuring 15.5 inches up front and 15 inches in the rear. This is also equipped with Brembo 6-piston front calipers and 4-piston calipers in the rear. The 2020 GT500 is the all-new generation for the Shelby Mustang. This is the new king of the hill for the Ford lineup. The front end is extremely bold with a massive grille in the lower and upper portion of the front bumper to allow maximum cooling to this 8-cylinder engine. There's a gloss black trim piece in the center with GT500 stamped into it. You get the Shelby Cobra up top with some custom orange accents to it. And then on each side of the front bumper, there's a massive opening for more cooling to the radiators. We also get an aggressive lower chin spoiler with Shelby written out, and then additional aerodynamic on the farthest side, making this car even wider looking and adding more aerodynamics for better performance. We also get the turn signals on each side of the bumper with more gloss trim around them, LED headlights with your LED daytime running lights on them. This car has black racing stripes in the center and then a gloss black vent in the top portion of the hood to allow more heat extraction from the engine. And then you'll notice functional hood pins on each side of the hood. You release the hood like normal and then press each of these pins. That'll completely unlock the hood, and then you can open it up and the gas struts will hold it up. And then moving to the side, this has a set of 20-inch wheels all around, finished off in a gloss black split 5-spoke design. They have a really good contrast against this orange paintwork. You can see the traditional fastback Mustang design to the side profile of this Shelby. It has that low slung rear end just to give it that great look. There's also a prominent body line in the center of the vehicle going right through the door handles, and then another body line in the lower portion of the doors. You can see that satin black side skirt just like you saw in the front splitter, and then there's another additional piece in the front portion of the side skirt for more aerodynamics and a more aggressive look. We of course have the new Shelby logo up top, and then your gloss black mirrors with the integrated turn signals. And then moving to the roof, Sunstoppers did a gloss black paint protection film deleting the gloss black stripes just to help give it a clean look up top. And then at the rear of the car, you can see the wide arches over the rear wheels, just continuing that wide appearance that you get in the Shelby Mustangs. And then finishing with the rear of the Shelby, this has a massive trunk-mounted spoiler, finished off in more of the gloss black. And then flipping to the back side of the car, this has gloss black in the center with your Shelby logo as well as a rear view backup camera. And then the traditional 3-bar taillights on each side with a somewhat C shape, just giving it a new appearance. And then moving our way to the bottom of the bumper, this has the reverse light integrated to the rear diffuser with a cool triangular shape on each side of that with heat extraction vents. You also get the dual chrome tip quad exhaust system that has of course an aggressive V8 rumble to it. And then finishing off with more of that diffuser going to the farthest sides of the rear bumper, all giving it an amazing look. So there's a full look at the outside of the Shelby GT500 and some of the performance specifications. This engine is ridiculous with well over 700 horsepower. I'm excited to drive this in just a little bit. Also, this car has remote start, so before we get to the inside, go ahead and lock the car and then double tap the remote start button. Let's have this thing rumble to life, and then we'll get a really good rev in a second. That is already sounding really good. We'll go ahead and shut that off, and then keeping the vehicle locked, all you have to do is go up to the door handle, grabbing the door, automatically unlocks, and we can get a great look at this interior. This Shelby is finished off with a combination of black and gray leather with black alcantara as well and color contrast stitching. As we start off with the door panel, you can see the black leather along the armrest with some of the color contrast stitching and a nice two-tone stripe as well. Get more leather up top. Then your grab handle right here with some aluminum trim. And then moving our way inside, we have Ford Performance written out on the door sill. And then to take a look at these manual adjusting Recaro bucket seats, they have a beautiful look with the leather, the two-tone on the outsides of the bolsters, And then on the inside, it's all covered in alcantara, a little bit of leather trim in there as well, but these are really large bolsters. They look fantastic. And then looking at the backs of the seat, once again, these are massive bolsters, Recaro stitched into it, then a very nice stitching design. And then up top, we have more of the two-tone and color contrast stitching with the Shelby logo embroidered into the top of these seats. They have a fantastic look to them overall. And then flipping around to the steering wheel, fully wrapped in alcantara, got the leather stripe up top, contrast stitching and leather on the bottom, and a flat bottom design. And then now inside the car, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the steering wheel now, we have a lot of the Bluetooth and audio controls over on the top left and on the top right. Then we have more controls over here. Tapping the Shelby Snake logo right here goes into the My mode right here, and you can easily scroll down into your track apps. If we go into that, we have line lock, launch control, acceleration timer, and then a brake performance, and you can keep scrolling into other things. Taking a look at the line lock, that'll actually lock the front brakes, but disengage the rear brakes so you can do a standing burnout for optimal drag strip performance, which is super cool to see. And of course, Sunstoppers has already tested that out with their car just to make sure it works, and it definitely works very, very well. This car does have steering wheel mounted paddle shifters. They have a really nice feel to them. They are pretty large. They go underneath the wheel all the way up top, which have a really cool look. And then over on the left side, we have the headlight controls up top, and then this opens up to give you a little bit of storage, as well as your trunk release button. Then this has the traditional Mustang appearance for the dashboard, has a nice classic appearance. And then in the center we have an oil temperature and oil pressure gauge, which is very important to have. You have the whole sync system right here. I'm on the climate controls. You can see how everything works. Tapping into the navigation screen, you can see how everything looks. And then if we put this into reverse, the backup camera comes up, which has a very nice view, and then back into park. We have more controls in the center. Physical climate control buttons are down below that with your temperatures on each side, and then all the different settings in the center. On-off switch, your hazards, this just toggles up and down. Traction control right here, you can toggle this on and off. And then your exhaust mode that we just saw, I'm just toggling this between the different modes. And even on the inside, as we go into the track mode, has a nice aggressive sound to it. And then if we toggle back into quiet mode, you can see how there is no sound. That is a very impressive system. And then right here is your driving mode. You can toggle this up and down. So we're into the normal mode, the My mode, which is a customizable one. And then for track use, we have a very cool looking tachometer. Goes all the way across. You can see different items in the center of the screen as well. And then below that is a little bit of storage, and then we get to the electronic parking brake as well as the gear selector. With your foot on the brake, you just toggle this over into reverse, into neutral, and into drive. And of course, you can just do it all in one fluid motion. And then you toggle this between manual and automatic when you are in drive. We get a dark aluminum trim color to it with 2 cup holders, and then opening this up for the glove box. Pretty good amount of space in here, and then the leather and stitching as well. Then taking a look over here for the glove box, we can open that up. Got a normal amount of space. Then we even have a chassis number on the top with GT500 written out on a badge, which looks very cool. And then one last look at the interior. These seats definitely look amazing in here. I love the contrast to them. Extremely comfortable already so far. And of course, since the Shelby GT500 is based off of a Mustang, this does have rear seats. We can pull this lever up to fold forward the front seat, and then we can take a look at the rear end. We have the same alcantara in the center of the seats with black leather and the contrast stitching, and these do even have a cool bucket design to them, which is very nice to see. I have the seat set to my height, which is 5'11", so climbing in the back of this very, very fast car, I actually have a decent amount of room. The seats are pretty comfortable. Headroom is a little limited, as you can clearly tell. But even with the seat back, I do have footroom and knee room, which is pretty impressive. So definitely headroom is severely missing. And then I do have a little bit of an armrest, which is nice. So in a pinch, you can fit someone back here. So for a practical, usable two-door car, this is definitely at least usable. And then onto the trunk space, you can use the key fob button, the one on the inside, or right in the center of the bumper. There's a little popper button. We can open this up. You have a pretty good amount of space in here. We got a few items, very squared off, and the rear seats do fold down, which is a nice touch. We have a subwoofer, part of the Bang and Olufson audio system. But for a two-door car with this configuration, it's definitely very usable. All right, so now it is time to get the GT500 out for a spin. This car is finished in the Twister Orange, so that is a really nice looking color. So we'll keep this in quiet mode right now just to talk about the car. Go ahead and put it into drive. So then just getting out and going a little bit. The dual clutch transmission, you don't feel anything. It feels very normal, which is really nice. You don't feel any shift. You don't even hear a shift or anything like that. So it is a smooth transmission. It is crazy being in a new Shelby with no manual. That is kind of, I don't know, I'm a little bit 50-50 on that, but I know with the performance of this car, a manual will not keep up with what this car can do. So I'm sure as we get this out a little bit more, we'll feel how good this transmission really is. But a little weird not having a manual. You guys can debate that in the comments below. What do you guys think about that? So this is the most toned down that this car can possibly be. Hitting a bump, I mean, you feel things. It's a stiff, rigid vehicle. Of course, this is a high performance $80,000 car, but driving it like normal actually feels very tame. So with that said, this is as far as I can go driving this normal. And Sunstopper said I could have a little bit of fun with this car, which is always nice. So then getting up and going. Wow. That is lightning quick. Wow, that transmission is quick. As soon as you hit the pedal, you're already into the next gear. And immediately we have an underpass. I think, well, you guys know what we gotta do now. Well, that sounds good. I think Ford knows how to do that. Crazy being in a Mustang with this kind of precision. So normally those two words don't really go together well in a Mustang. They're a little all over the place depending on how you're driving it, especially with a manual. It makes it a lot different, but this car with this transmission already, I'm feeling it. It's just really cool. It's very precise feeling, and I think Ford has almost even stepped this car into the supercar territory. But man, I love how quick that transmission is. Lightning quick. Wow, that is impressive. I love downshifting too. Rev matches a little bit, has a nice sound to it. And then just getting up and going a little bit. Wow. In between shifts, there's almost like a split-second delay on purpose though, making it just kind of aggressive feeling. Wow. Even hitting the turns though, that is impressive how well this handles. We have a really good turn right here. We are in sport mode suspension. Wow, hard on the brakes. Those things do a fantastic job. Wow, this actually handles like a good sports car. And oh my gosh, in sport mode, the suspension, that is very, almost brutal. Not so brutal, but you feel these bumps. That is impressive. I'm liking the combination with the brakes too. They just seem to really bite down. And I don't know if you could really tell with the earlier clips, but those calipers are huge, and they barely fit these wheels. They have like this much clearance between the barrel of the rim, so they are as big as you can possibly get in there. Wow. So then let's just put us up into track mode for the driving mode. So that mode, we get a little bit different gauges here with the full tachometer on the top. Feels like a muscle car or sports car combined. Like, it's hard to really tell, but this kind of feels like a good blend of muscle and supercar. It's kind of in that blend there. But even just sitting here, these seats are so comfortable. I love the bolsters. I'm a slender guy, and these are fitting me so well. So I think even different body types larger than myself, honestly, you're gonna fit really well. So let's get up and go a little bit from first. That is aggressive, that exhaust. Holy crap, that's sick. Yeah, this thing roars. This thing, it looks menacing, and it is menacing. That is really impressive. And even taking another sharper turn here, you don't really feel any body roll. It just really does what you want it to do. And on these twisty turns here, you know, the steering doesn't really feel that heavy. I was expecting it actually to be a little bit heavier feeling, but it doesn't feel anything that I wouldn't want it to feel. It's very direct, and it does exactly what I want to do, but there's really not any weight to it. this car is impressing me. I'm liking it. It just doesn't feel like a Mustang, which maybe is good and bad depending on who you are, but it just feels like a really balanced performance sports car. Oh, I'm loving the transmission, honestly. And there is no lag in power. The supercharger responsiveness. Wow. That is so incredibly impressive. Let's put the exhaust into quiet mode, which you would never do that, except on the cold starts in the morning, so that is nice that they have that. So in quiet mode, there is nothing back there. It literally is quieter than a V6 Mustang. That is nice to have, though. I'll stick with sport mode, which puts everything in sport, and I'll leave it in automatic. As you just heard, the car automatically downshifted. So in sport mode, it drives aggressive, like it's holding gears. Look at that. It's holding a gear. Ooh, that sounds good. And then when I slam on the brakes, it downshifts very aggressively. I love how they've tuned that to be, when you're in automatic, it's going to be razor sharp. This is no joking matter. This is a serious car. I love that exhaust. It kicks you in the back, the transmission, actually, when you're kind of on it in sport mode. This is a heck of a car. It is somewhat similar to a normal Mustang on the inside, but the driving of it just doesn't feel like, I don't know, it's impressive. It's actually blowing my mind a little bit. It's a Mustang. But it really does feel like a good performance car. It's got a ton of power. I cannot imagine this on an actual racetrack. Even just a few little accelerations on some nice twisty turns, it handles like a sports car. And now we're in quiet mode, cruising back in automatic. But yeah, I think that's about gonna wrap it up. We have one last bridge. We're gonna go under and make a little bit of noise because, well, we're in a Mustang, that's what you do. So from first gear now. Oh my gosh, that is what you do when you have 700 plus horsepower of supercharged goodness. Well, anyway, guys, hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I'm gonna take the long way back. So anyway, guys, hope you enjoyed the video. Give it a massive thumbs up, smash that subscribe button, stay tuned for plenty more content to come. Hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Once again, check out Sunstoppers. They will hook you guys up for paint protection film, window tinting, ceramic coating, all that kind of stuff they specialize in, so definitely check them out. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. Hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you guys in the next video.